Hi guys, hi everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight to comment on the live results of VIDBIR, Ukraine's national selection 2025. We've been there for quite a while and
Yes.
we're about to finally find out who is going to take the crown and represent Ukraine in Basel in May. So first of all, I would like to say hello to Jess and congrats for following VIDBIR with me
You're
tonight.
welcome. Hello to you too.
Thank you very much. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Great, thank you. I am quite excited actually to get the results of VIDBIR. So, for those of you who joined us just right now and haven't had the chance to watch VIDBIR, just so you know, we have got the results from the jury already,
Yeah.
and we are just having a little chat with the jury's member now, and then we are going to get the public votes. So, if you do not know yet, Kayat arrived first with 10 points from the juries. Then ZIFERBLAT is second. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that the third is Masha Kondratenko with 8 votes. And then it goes on with Melody. Finca, who is one of the biggest favorites, is halfway through. Culture is fifth, and then we go down and down. And Abie, which is also one of the fan favorite, is only getting 2 points and second to last. Now, let's wait and see whether or not we get some results. If you are here, say hello. We would love to get to see who's there. And if you have any question or any comments, feel free to share with us.
Yes.
For those of you who are also already wondering, UMK just finished, and we also have live that is about to start or has started already, so you can also tune in if you want to know who actually won UMK. No spoiler.
Yeah.
It's going to be a banger.
So this is actually my first time watching VIDBIR, and
Really?
I was not prepared for the amount of talking that would go on in the show. I didn't realize Ukrainians like to talk so much, but there we go.
Yes, exactly. This is, I think, my 4th year following VIDBIR, and to be honest, it is not getting any shorter. VIDBIR is a great show. I don't know what you think about it. I really like the production quality tonight. I think Ukraine has everything it takes to organize good televised show, and especially Eurovision related shows. But I tend to agree with you. It's been on for almost 4.5 hours now, which is a lot, right? And I think that VIDBIR is trying to steal the crown from Sanremo.
I was just thinking that.
And there we were complaining about Greece national final a week ago and how long it went for. But no.
I'm hoping the current number one in Ukraine stays the current number one. Because that was my favorite.
Your favorite is number one in the jury, right?
Yes, that's Kayat, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. With this song Honor, I think it was called. I must say it was a good surprise for me. I didn't listen to the studio version lots, but I really like the performance, staging performance, live performance. So really glad for him. Oh, now they are asking the opinions of another jury member and perhaps also the contestants.
Oh gosh, we could be here for quite a long time.
We could be here for quite a long time, but it could be worse. It's all of us, the Eurovox fam, so that could be good as well. Yeah, it's a nice evening.
It is.
I am just actually flabbergasted that UMK finished before VIDBIR. VIDBIR is having the luxury of running late, which is
Yes, it's the Italy of Eastern Europe.
yeah. Well, I hope no one had anywhere to go. So we could perhaps comment on the show now before commenting on the songs and the winner that we're expecting any minutes now. So you said it's your first time watching VIDBIR.
Yeah.
So just a reminder for everyone here, VIDBIR, because of Russia's aggression, Russia's war in Ukraine, has been recorded a few days or week before tonight's show. And then what we had tonight was just basically the recorded version that was going on TV. And now we turned on live just for the final results. So we have seen already the juries voting, and now we are waiting for the public votes. And so VIDBIR has been going on for quite a while. It helps Ukraine selecting one song every year, a song that is usually, well, it has always qualified. So I think it's safe to say that Ukraine has somehow found the magic potion for Eurovision qualification. Good for them. Now, the question I have for you, Jess, is what do you think of the whole show and the production, especially when it comes to the interval act, for instance?
Yeah, I thought it was very well produced, actually. It kind of looked like it could have been a Eurovision, but I guess like a mini Eurovision. The lighting, the staging, the hosting, everything was very professional, very well done. And considering, what Ukraine is going through at the moment, I think it's even more impressive that they managed to put on a show of this level with so much going on in their country at the moment. So hats off to them for doing this. And, the fact that they get so many Ukrainian artists, not only performing, like competing, but also as interval acts as well, and really celebrating that culture and that music in Ukraine. I just think it's really great, actually, to see that all come together. To me, it just seems like one big, huge Ukrainian celebration, like a Ukrainian Eurovision celebration, which is great. So yeah, I'm very impressed with what I've seen tonight.
Well, I hope to see you next year watching it with me then.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, finger crossed. I really love VIDBIR every year. It's a high quality show, let's be honest. And as you said, there are a lot of very good artists every year that are, showcasing Ukraine's culture, which is something I really, really like. And I think tonight, all the contestants, almost all of them could actually qualify for the final. I have a doubt for one or two, but otherwise, I think this year again, whoever is winning is a safe qualifier for Ukraine in the final.
Yeah, I think I agree. I mean, from kind of listening to some of the VIDBIR songs in previous years, this year does seem a little bit weaker in comparison.
Yeah.
However, like you said, I think a lot of these songs have the potential to qualify in Basel, but I'm not sure if all of them would have the potential to reach the top 10 in the final. However, but I don't think Ukraine is going to lose its qualification streak this year.
Definitely. I'm sorry. I'm a bit watching up because we have the public result coming in. Finally, this is getting exciting.
I mean, I'm kind of thinking maybe ZIFERBLAT, because I think they did well last year with the public, if I remember
True.
correctly.
So the first set of points have been allocated, and Vlad Sheriff just got 1 point from the public, and he also got 1 point from the jury, meaning he's got 2 points, and he's sadly going to finish at the last place of this year VIDBIR. Future Culture got 2 points from the public and 5 from the juries. Abi got 3 points from the public, yes, so on a total of 5 points, which is surprising because she was one of the favorite online, one of the fan favorites. with the song Dim. $4.4 kilolata, so 8 points in total, 4 from the juries and 4 from the audience. Deca Energetic got 5 points from the audience and is ranking at the first place at the moment with 8 points, but we still have 5 contestants to go.
I didn't know you could read Cyrillic.
Oh yeah, I actually learned Russian.
Ah, cool.
At least it's helping me for Ukrainian alphabets. Oh, Hayat just got his points and points.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's surprising because it's completely the opposite of the jury. He got only 6 points from the audience and 10 from the jury. He was ranking first from the jury, and he's ranking 5th from the audience. I'm
So
sorry, because
he's not won then.
I don't think he can win. No, I mean mathematically he cannot anymore. No. Oh, Finca, one of the fans' favorite as well, got 7 points, sorry, and is ranking currently 2nd, and she cannot win anymore with a total of 13 points.
I genuinely don't know who on earth could win from who's left.
No,
Maybe
me neither.
ZIFERBLAT.
Or Masha, perhaps, Kondratenko. Oh God.
Honestly, Maria has not aged a day. She
No.
looks as great as she did in Eurovision 2005.
Yes. Have you seen Timur? Timur is the same. 20 years in Eurovision. It's okay. So Masha Kondratenko got 8 points,
Okay.
total of 16. She is now
So I
first.
guess then it's either ZIFERBLAT or Melody.
Yes.
Because they wouldn't get a low score, would they?
No, they cannot anymore. They are getting either 9 or 10 points. So it's a male band that is going to represent Ukraine at Eurovision for sure. Either Melody or ZIFERBLAT. Wow. I wasn't ready for that. Yeah, we are ready. We were born ready.
I've been ready for hours.
Yes. Let's get over it. Unbelievable! ZIFERBLAT!
Okay.
Yes, the winner of this year VIDBIR is ZIFERBLAT. They've got 9 points from the juries and 10 from the public. It's actually quite surprising. So hello everyone. If you're just tuning in, we've been following live the results of VIDBIR 2025, and they are most surprising, I must say. Right, Jess?
Do you know what? When I was watching ZIFERBLAT's performance, I
Yeah.
did kind of think maybe this could win. For some reason, I just kind of had this idea that this is what Ukraine would go for from the lineup. So
Okay.
I'm kind of a little bit surprised that some didn't do better than they did, but also kind of not that surprised because I don't know why. It just seems like the song that Ukraine would vote for. And after finishing very well with the public last year, I kind of thought it's probably their time.
Yeah, yeah, I see what you mean. It's surprising because it wasn't clearly identified on the fan base as the favorite for tonight. I think Deem was it, or Cultura was one of the favorites from the fan base. But let's be honest, Zifferblatt is coming back to VIDBIR. Last year they did also they performed. I think it was last year the artist they did, as I said, and they got very very nice results. They also have the most streamed songs on Spotify, I think, if I'm correct. So they are winning tonight, and they are going to represent Ukraine at the Eurovision Song Contest in Basel with their song "Bird of Prey." Actually, "Bird of Prey." Yes. So it's funny because ZIFERBLAT is clearly an alternative rock band with twin brothers, and I think they have one drummer. Yeah, the drummer is not related. They gained significant attention in Ukraine after participating last year. As you said, they finished as runner-ups. And they have this funky and energetic song that they are going to send to Basel. It has a unique mix of modern rock but also rock and modern elements. It's quite catchy, but I just wasn't expecting this to win, really. If I look back at my notes, for instance, what did I write about it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm sorry here. I didn't like the staging at all. I don't know what about. Tell us about your appreciation of the song.
Yeah, to me, it kind of sounds like a mishmash of different songs that have been
Uh-huh.
put together in one song. It doesn't fully work, in my opinion. Yeah, so I mean, it's an interesting song and it does stand out. And the staging, it was very colourful, very bright, and I guess unique. And so for that reason, it does stand out. But it's
Mhm.
also a little bit strange and a little bit, everything about it is just a bit strange. And I'm like, do I like it? Do I not like it? I was kind of a little bit getting vibes of Brainstorm, like
Mhm. Mhm.
Brainstorm My Star, kind of very like a nostalgic or dated kind of vibe with the song and the staging. So I'm not sure how well that will translate at Eurovision, but I would say that I like the song a little bit, but I don't love it. It's a strange mix of styles and colors and everything, but it's an interesting entry, quirky, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. I think it has a funky rhythm, but also very powerful vocals, which is something that could appeal. The vocals could appeal to the juries.
Mm-hmm.
But I have mixed feelings about this song representing Ukraine. To be honest, I really I'm surprised. I like the funky vibes. I think the
Yeah,
staging didn't work for me because it was a bit too intense. They had so many elements on stage that I didn't really know what to focus on. But it also seemed to be something that they do often when they go live. I remember having watched some of their performances before, uh, preparing for tonight, and they always bring a lot on the stage,
yeah,
which is going to be very interesting to see in Basel, and how to orchestrate everything. Ukraine last year, for instance, had a great, really, it was one of my favorite performances last year, a great staging, but I also somehow think it was something slightly more elaborated with less elements.
yeah.
So yes, it's going to be interesting. But congratulations, ZIFERBLAT, and see you in Basel, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really funny. So without further ado, let's say hello to everyone again in the chat. I see some of you have joined, for instance, Mark, who is, are you actually going to be in Basel, Mark? This could be fun. We have Kat, who is also there, and remind us kindly that also Malta decides tonight, because today, what are we today celebrating? What are we celebrating today, Jess?
I guess Super Saturday, I would say.
Exactly, one of the many we have every year. One of the best also evening of this long and cold winter. Let's be honest. So hello, Rai. I see Rai Bailey. You've joined, and okay, yeah, first year Ukraine non-qualified. Okay, so what? No, you don't seem to agree, Jess.
I mean, I'm not sure because, as you said before, the vocals of ZIFERBLAT could appeal to juries, but there's no juries in the semi-finals. So
True.
I'm just wondering if this song would be strong enough or competitive enough to appeal to televoters. So, I mean, as per usual, I'm on the fence and I'm not decided if they have enough yet to qualify. I think based on their national final performance in VIDBIR tonight, they could maybe just scrape in the top 10, but I think they would be lower down in the top 10.
Okay.
So I'm not, you know, like with a lot of previous Ukrainian entries, it's been very obvious that they're going to qualify. You just know this is definitely going to qualify. This one, I think, is going to divide a lot of people.
Yes, I tend to agree with you. I think it will divide a lot of people. Without the juries in the semi-final, it is definitely going to make their work harder. However, I still think the funky vibes and rhythm is going to help them to qualify. I don't remember in which semi-final they are competing, so I'll dig into that. But it still is something that has a potential to qualify. In my opinion, honestly, Ukraine as the support from the audience in general, also the people are expecting a lot from Ukraine usually. So I think it's not a safe qualifier. I tend to agree with you. So and Ukraine is performing semi-final 1, which is, in my personal opinion, not the what might be actually the easiest for them.
But they are also in the first half, though, so I don't know whether that would make any difference.
It could play against them, but again, I think Ukraine is going to try and elevate also the performance. They have time. They also have ambition to do well at Eurovision. It's something they take seriously. So honestly, I think we can expect a little revamp, for instance, for the staging, because maybe this is not going to appeal to a lot of people watching. However, I think it's nice to stress that they actually got the highest points in the televote. They got 10 points, and I think they also came second perhaps from the juries. So honestly, I think it's something that we shouldn't disregard, and I do not think it's a safe non-qualifier, let's say.
Yeah, I think it's at the moment, I'd say borderline.
Yeah, probably borderline, and also because we have yet to discover many more songs from that semi-final. We have some of the artists, as for Azerbaijan, for instance, but we don't know much about Croatia, Cyprus, or Norway yet, even though we have the Melody Grand Prix that is going to take place very soon, and it might give us a bit more visibility. But hello to Pitbull Ukraine. It's clearly one of your favorite, if not the favorite tonight. So glad for you. It actually won and is going to represent Ukraine in Basel. I think this comment is actually interesting because it probably shows us also that ZIFERBLAT have a strong support in Ukraine.
Yeah.
They got a lot of attention since last year, and they also have very, very high streams on Spotify. So there is clearly something that is clicking with the Ukrainian audience. And you know what? It could as well perhaps expand to other audiences in Europe.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't really know much about the Ukrainian music scene, but, you know, possibly ZIFERBLAT's style could be very popular in Ukraine anyway. And that could also factor in as to why they ended up winning this year. So, yeah, it seems Ukrainians are obviously going to be very happy because this was their choice. So I'm happy for them.
Very, very happy for them. Again, congratulations for ZIFERBLAT. But I think it wasn't your favorite, was it?
No. So my favorite from tonight was Kayat. I think his song was called Honor.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very kind of ethnic, traditional sounding song, pop song that kind of turned really up tempo and upbeat. And I loved the mix of like kind of like the ethnic pop going on in the song. I just thought it was really good. The staging I liked. I didn't love it, but I liked it. But for me, the song ticked all the boxes, and I thought if they were to improve the staging for Eurovision, this could potentially do quite well for Ukraine. So it's a shame that he didn't end up winning. But yeah, I thought he had one of the best packages tonight in VIDBIR.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think I said it before. It's not the kind of song that I clicked with when I listened to the radio version. But tonight on stage, it was actually a very, very good surprise to me. I think the song was really good. The vocals were pretty good also, which is something that we need to stress because we've seen, not specifically in VIDBIR, but in many other national selections, that sometimes the artists have let's say some vocal issues, but not tonight. And I think Hayat also had something that wasn't that the audience wasn't expecting. So it worked as you said, as a package and as a good surprise. So yeah, we can still keep it in mind for perhaps another VIDBIR selection. Who knows? Because he won the jury vote. Which is, something of a sign as well, because if you have the support of the very, very strict and very very strict jury of Ukraine, as we know, Jamala, for instance, is always giving her best comments, trying to help everyone to improve. So I think it's starting off a good sign. But for instance, were you surprised about one of the fan favorites, which was, I think, Finca in Cultura, that didn't do that well in the end?
Yeah, I actually thought possibly she could win when I was watching her performance. I thought it was a very funky song and performance, I would say, very colourful. I liked the traditional elements they brought with the outfits that they were wearing on stage. And it just seemed like she was kind of giving a bit of like attitude, but like good attitude. And she was kind of like a boss woman and really going for it. For me, this was one of the ones that really stood out tonight. And I did, think that this could make a really good Eurovision entry. I did think it would do much better and it would be a contender to win. But I don't really know what happened in the end, really.
I am surprised as well. I think it was a strong contender. I really liked her vibe and the performance she delivered tonight. I think it was nice to have her because she qualified as a wild card. And I think she got almost 31% of the votes. So it was quite a massive support. And I think it was the reason why I was expecting her to do better in both the juries, but also in the audience. However, I must say that I think the staging was a bit overwhelming for me. Like a lot was going on there as well, and I'm not sure I was here for it. I like the song. The radio version is something I keep listening. Something interesting also, Cultura is, in my opinion, some sort of a earworm. Like it stays, in your head, and you have a hard time actually forgetting about the song and moving on. So yeah, altogether it was good, but still a bit surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here we have a comment from Witold Michalov. Most of European spectators thought Masha could win. Yeah.
Masha.
So yeah, Masha did, in my opinion, Masha Kondratenko delivered a pretty decent, a very good performance. She started with a great. I like the starting of the song. To be honest, I like the visual effects and the dancer she had on the stage. I think it brings something a bit different and something a bit more vivid. It's very appealing to the audience as well. But to be really honest, I think the song was a bit forgettable. I don't know. What do you think, Jess?
I actually really liked Masha's song, but I think that's probably because it was like an up-tempo, maybe slightly dancey song, which typically appeals to me anyway. But for me, this was one of the standouts from the lineup tonight. And I would agree with you. I think maybe her performance and her vocals were better than the song itself. And towards the end, it was for me getting a little bit repetitive and a bit kind of samey.
Yeah.
So whilst I think it's a good song, I think there was potential for it to be even better. But I think had it won and gone to Eurovision, I think televoters would have put it through in the semi-final because they would have enjoyed this kind of song. But I'm not sure how well it would have fared in the final. So yeah, I didn't really have her down as a winner, but I thought she would do well regardless.
All right. Yes, you're probably right about that. I think it's also so good that sometimes we do not have the same tastes because, again, for me, the song was a bit forgettable. But guys, tell us what you think in the comments. If you're happy or not, first of all, for ZIFERBLAT, and how do you see Ukraine doing in the next Eurovision Song Contest? Ukraine, as we said, is performing in the first semi-final on the first half of the first semi-final. Another song that was actually ranked quite high among the fans and that didn't do well, and it's the least we can say about it, is ABA and Dim. A song started with a good staging. I think she had also a good voice. She was vocally on point, and yet she was let down by both the audience and the jury, which to me came as a bit surprising. Perhaps it's because of the running order, as she performed in the second place, might have played against her.
Possibly, yes, because I absolutely loved this song and the staging. This was one of my favorites from tonight. I thought the staging was quite unique in that you kind of had this big, like, box with like the dancers kind of coming up and down in these circle things. I don't know. But for me, that was very intriguing and it stood out a lot. But then on top of that, you've got a good song and a good vocal to match as well. So for me, I thought this was definitely one of the standouts from tonight. But I think you probably are right. The running order probably maybe did have some effect because we had a lot of other stronger songs following on from this one. So I think it maybe got a little bit forgotten towards the end. But I think this would have been amazing at Eurovision. I would have loved to have seen this win.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would have loved that. And I am quite surprised that it didn't do much better with the jury and the audience, to be honest. I still don't really get it. But also something that might be, it also gave somehow some ethnic vibes, Ukrainian vibes, something that we've seen also in Finca and Cultura, something that is usually heavily appreciated by the European audience and at least the Eurovision fan base, let's say. And perhaps tonight Ukraine and Ukrainians were just looking for something that is slightly different, because they've been sending these kind of songs for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers, for instance, Solovey or Shum, which were absolute bangers and everybody loved them. But we also remember Teresa. And perhaps in the end, the Ukrainian audience decided to shift a bit. And so this year with Bird of Prey, they're sending something frankly different. I think.
Yes. I don't think they've really sent anything like this before, Ukraine. Normally they kind of stick to maybe something that's more on the pop side, or we have had a bit of rock before in 2017, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But we've never had, from what I can remember, anything quite like this from Ukraine. So I like that they're trying something different, and I hope it pays off for them, but I'm a bit unsure at the moment.
Yes, I'm a bit unsure, but I still think, I think it will qualify for the final, as I said before, but I also tend to think that it will unlikely reach the top, the top 10 in the final.
Yeah.
Again, I don't see it doing extremely well, but it's not going to be a disaster either. I have absolute faith in Ukraine to try and elevate the performance and to make the most of it, because Ukrainians actually care about Eurovision, and so they try to take it seriously every year.
Yeah.
The jury is saying that I don't think nothing like this has been seen in Eurovision before. So yeah, we don't think either that anything like that has ever been sent to Eurovision. In the recent years, I can't think of anything. But again, I have a terrible memory, guys. If this is the first time you hear me on a live show, you'll realize that I tend to forget a lot of things. Just note about this. But I can see also that the second part of the comment is something we see a lot in the comments tonight. Ukrainians seems to be really, really happy with that song representing them. And I am here for it. Like, if you're happy, then we're happy, guys. I think, yes, this is an interesting comment as well. We don't have the breakdown of the votes. The people's votes. We know who got this or that amount of points, but we don't know how close it was. And perhaps in the end, it was much closer than we think.
Yeah.
So we will see. We have a special evening tonight. As a reminder to everyone, Latvia and Finland were also choosing their representatives to Eurovision. Both shows are now done. So you should be able to also see other videos, live reactions from our Eurovox squad.
Yeah.
And I think Malta is still going on, right?
Yeah. Malta it's in the same league as like Albania, Portugal, Italy, Ukraine, where it just goes on and on and on.
On and on and on. Yeah. Ukraine this year, you served us a very, very long show.
Yes.
Very nice show. Again, amazing organization and production. Let's be honest, it's one of my favorite final every year. I am just sorry, but to me it was a bit too long.
Yeah.
But other than that, honestly, I really like also the interval acts, and Backstreet Boys were my guilty pleasure tonight. Tonight, I really love them. Ruslana is probably my all-time favorite artist in Ukraine, so I would vote for her. And all together, I think it was also very nice that Ukraine is taking the opportunity for these kind of shows that are broadcasted outside of Ukraine to try and fundraise money for their defense against Russia.
Yeah.
And tonight, I think the little QR code you might have noticed on your screen, guys, was actually to help fundraising money for deminers in Ukraine, people working to remove the mines everywhere, in the fields, but also near the roads. So very, very appreciated if you donated anything. And again, thank you, Ukraine, for organizing this very, very nice VIDBIR. We really liked it with Jess. So, I mean, I hope you liked it as well.
I did.
Yeah. I don't think there is much left to discuss for us tonight, as we might have to go to other reaction videos and watch other finals. But again, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Jess. Thank you a lot.
Thank you too.
Well, I hope to see you around soon, you and all the people in the comments. Some of you have been following us for a long time, and it would be lovely to finally meet some of you in Basel or in some of the Eurovision pre-parties. So finger crossed. And until then, thank you again, and let's give some support to ZIFERBLAT for their Eurovision quest. Thanks, everyone, and have a nice evening. Bye.
Bye.